So let's cover the backstory for anyone who's employed and doesn't keep up to date with the latest influencer drama. Sam and I have been friends for 5 years. But in the last few months, I notice him subtly disrespecting me in his content. And then he convinces his viewers that his way is better and they should buy his program. Time and time again on his videos just a few months ago, you can click on a random video and he'll either be disrespecting me directly or he'll be disrespecting my mission, my cause, which is like self-improvement. He'll disrespect it and then he'll say, yeah, it's bad, it's pointless, you don't need to improve your life. You should just be a video editor like me and you should just buy your program instead. Nothing wrong with selling his program, but doing it whilst attacking me and attacking my message is just sly when we've been friends for so long. So I noticed this, and eventually I decided that a real friend wouldn't do that. I cut him off. Since I've vouched for him so much in the past, I have to update my followers that I no longer vouch for him. So since we were friends for so long, I had shown him to a lot of my followers. I had sent tens of thousands of my own followers over to his pages, and I had literally recorded a video of myself where I said, my name is Hamza Ahmed. I have 2 million subscribers. This is my best friend. Whatever he sells, I vouch for it. You can go ahead and buy it. I said that. That little video that I recorded was so valuable that Sam had it pinned on his Instagram for over 3 years straight. So since I had vouched for him so much in the past to the extent of like recording a video literally saying, hey, anyone who kind of trusts me, I vouch for Sam and his paid product, just go and buy it if you care about my testimonial. I had vouched for him so much that now that we weren't friends, I had to update my followers that I no longer vouch for him. So I posted an Instagram story where I said, for anyone who kind of knows, I don't vouch for him anymore. He was disrespectful towards me and I no longer sort of encourage you to go and buy his product. The interesting thing with this Instagram story that I posted is that I never actually wrote his name on it because I only wanted people who really knew him to understand my sort of new opinion of him. I didn't want like him to randomly just get hate from random people who don't really know him. He made a 30-minute hate video, yet again attacking my reputation. And in this video, he threatens and blackmails me not to defend himself. In his own words, he said, if you respond, I will bury you. Like I will share all the dirt, all the secrets about you. He tries to make himself look like the victim just because I'm the bigger creator. But really, all he's done is just prove me right. He attacked my reputation in the first place. I stopped being friends with him. Then he attacked my reputation again. But the worst thing is he tries to act like he's the victim, like I'm the one sort of attacking him. I didn't even mention his name when I said I don't vouch for him anymore, like in my Instagram story. It was him that made it public. So there's a quote, throw an insult to the ground and see who picks it up. And there's a reason why he made it public is because he knew that he would get clout. He knew that he would get views for this. So I make a video response telling my followers about the situation and why I stopped being friends with him in detail. This is the video I made. He makes yet another hate video over 1 hour long. He attacks me again in this video whilst painting himself as the victim because again, I'm the one who's like the big sort of creator. So it's very easy to believe the big creator is being mean to the little one. But this is where he messed up. His video, this most recent one, is full of lies and manipulating evidence. And that's what we're covering today. His objective is to paint himself as the victim, farm views, and then funnel everyone to his Instagram to sell them his course. If you've seen his videos, you've probably seen this already, and you've probably been thinking like, oh yeah, like maybe this guy is just doing it for views. My objective is just to defend my reputation. I'm not doing this for views or for sales. I'm just getting attacked. And it's weird because I'm the big creator, he's the small one. But see who gets more out of this situation. This is more views than he's had in 5 years. If you click on his channel and click on most popular, they're all just videos about me. That's his agenda. Let's go ahead and break down his most recent video so you can see just how crazy and manipulative it is. Point number 1, Hamza doesn't practice what he preaches. So Sam said that in the 5 years he's known me, that I've never been disciplined or he's never seen me practice what I preach. But he's forgotten to hide a video which he's made before all this drama where he's talking about the same topic. So let's go compare both videos, his most recent hate video and then the one he's made in the past that he's forgotten to delete. And let's see if Sam is the type of person who changes his opinion just based on if there's some emotional drama. So this is his most recent video. Let's have a listen.
But I've spent years being best friends with Hamza. I've spent a good amount of time with Hamza in real life as well. And based on what I personally witnessed throughout those years, Hamza rarely follows any of the self-improvement habits that he preaches online.
So he said, in the 5 years that we've known each other, I really follow the habits. Okay, really interesting. So this is a recent video. Well, this video is from February last year. We were friends for about 4 years by here. And let's see what Sam is saying when he's not in a period of like emotional drama.
As a complete fact that Hamza, generally speaking, lives what he preaches. He practices gratitude. He meditates, he reads. Any advice that Hamza's given you in his videos, he has applied to his own life 100%.
Thank you, Sam. So here he is backing me and saying that, oh yeah, like Hamza practices what he preaches. Of course he does, because I have 1,000 videos on my channel where I talk about my stories, my mistakes, my learning lessons. And of course I've had to live the real life of like self-improvement and discipline to give this advice to other young men. So of course I practice what I preach. But now that there's like drama and Sam's turned into a hater, now he's saying, yeah, you know, I've known him for 5 years and he rarely practices what he preaches. He rarely does any of the good habits. What's interesting is, because Sam forgot to delete that video, right? I clicked on his channel and I clicked on most popular. And the first thing I noticed was that all the most popular videos were about me because Sam is a clout chaser. But then when I clicked on this one here, okay, guys, I watched it through. This was made before all this drama where Sam spent 17 minutes like backing me from this ginger guy here who was making like hate videos on me. Sam was backing me and he completely fought for the idea that, yeah, of course Hamza practices what he preaches. Of course I do. Now he's changed his opinion just because he's trying to attack me because he wants some clout. He's trying to make you believe that I don't practice what I preach because he's just trying to tear down my reputation, and it didn't work and no one fell for it. You know why? Because you can take one look at me and know that I am a disciplined man, but you cannot say the same about this clout chaser. It was just a fake point to fluff up his video and to sow doubt in your mind about whether or not self-improvement works. But we all know it works. We know discipline works. And you can look at a man and literally tell if he is disciplined, as you can with me, but you can't with clout chasers and haters like this. So this point was a lie. Point number 2, Hamza doesn't want anyone else to become successful. This is literally what Sam has just said about me, and he got like an old mutual friend of ours to say the same thing. They're literally acting like I never wanted anyone else to become successful. And I've got a question for you, the viewer, right now. For these two guys, there's a big chance, and be honest, did you only know them because of me? Because I sent you to go and follow them and support them? I have supported these two guys so significantly. And so now to hear them both say like, oh yeah, you know, Hamza, he's weird. He doesn't want anyone else to become successful. You're going to realize how crazy that statement is. Look, I helped Sam and Jack significantly. I literally sent thousands, even tens of thousands, actually even hundreds of thousands of my own followers to support them. There's a big chance you only know them through me sharing the spotlight with them. That's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I gladly did that because we were friends. This video is Sam's most popular video on his channel, What Happened with Hamza. I took the link, shared it to my audience, and told them all to go and support Sam. And I also have done that inside of videos like 50, 100 times. I've hyped him up and told people and shared his links, shared his Instagram posts, and I've helped him to grow his own audience. I've not just to grow his own audience, but I've sent my own audience to him and told them to support him. When I stopped working with Sam, my last parting gift was to record a testimonial video where I said, guys, whatever product Sam makes, go and buy it. I vouch for it. That video was so valuable that Sam had it pinned on his Instagram for 3 years straight. Think about the significance of that. Sam, on his Instagram, his private, like his personal Instagram, he had a video of my face pinned to the top for 3 years because of how valuable it was, where I was literally telling people, guys, it's me, it's Hamza, I vouch for Sam, go and buy his newest product. Saying that I never wanted anyone else to become successful is such a gross lie and such a sickening amount of ungratefulness. Because I never had to make that video. I never had to hype him up in my videos. I hired Sam as a video editor What YouTubers do you know that have helped their video editors, their employees this much, where they have literally sent their own audience to go and support them and buy from them? It's a rare thing. It's a very rare thing for like an employee, a video editor, to get this much of the spotlight from the star of the show. But I did that because we were friends. I never needed to do that. The same with Jack here. He was like a friend we met in Thailand, and Sam basically like snaked me out to be friends with this guy instead. I got him started on YouTube. I'm the one who told him start on YouTube. And then I literally featured so many times in his videos, and each one I shared to my audience. I literally, like, we made videos. Look at this, 580K views. I went in his videos. I let him like basically like make the video about me. And then I took the link and shared it to my own audience and told people, guys, go and support this guy. He's my friend. He's making amazing videos. Go and follow him. Like, that's so big to help someone. That's insane level of help to give to someone. And I did this because we were friends, and it was fun for me to hang out with these guys, and I wanted them to do well because, look, I was doing well. By this point, I was on 500,000 subscribers. I wanted my friends to be successful. I wanted them to make money so we could travel together. Now, years later, looking back, like now that they're trying to rewrite history and saying, it's not like Hamza, no, he never wanted anyone else to become successful. Sam's like downplaying it. He talked about this guy and he was like, Hamza, yeah, but you've only just been in one of his videos and now you think he owes you the world for that. First of all, I've been in many of his videos, but it wasn't just starring in the video. Like, many of the fucking thumbnails are literally just me, not even him. But it was the fact that I wasn't just in the video, but I took the link and shared it to my audience and told my own audience, go and follow this guy, go and support him. That's an insane level of support to give to your friends to help them to become successful. So imagine this. Imagine there's someone that you put onto the scene. You helped them so much. And then years later, they're telling everyone like, oh yeah, you're really weird. You don't want anyone else to become successful. When that's objectively not true. It's just that these two guys are the most ungrateful men I have ever met in my life. And the reason why is because of ego, because they've got massive egos to think like, because it must hurt them to know that like their launch pad was from me. And so they've got massive egos. They sat together and thought, oh yeah, well, like Hamza doesn't want anyone else to become successful. When my actions prove that that is not true at all. I helped them so significantly, and they try and look back and try and downplay it now. They try and look back and say, oh, you were in one of my videos. No, I was in fucking multiple, right? And these screenshots that I've got, they're not like every video. You could go on their channels right now and go find another 3, 5, 10 videos where I'm featured and I shared it to my audience. This was me. The thing is, I was happy to do this. This was me just helping my friends. I was happy to do this because I wanted them to become more successful. But now they're trying to like rewrite history and create a narrative that I don't want anyone else to become successful. Look, to reiterate, there's probably, if you know these guys, there's probably a big chance you only actually know them with how much I put them onto the scene. And you've got to think, I didn't need to do that. What YouTubers do you know that have made their video editors like that big on the scene with them? There's probably not many out there at all, but I did this because we were friends and I care about my friends and I'm such a generous person where I helped them and I shared their videos to my own audience. I literally recorded videos of my face saying, whatever product they make, go and buy it. That's huge. Like, do you know how valuable that is? Like, to reiterate one point, imagine I recorded a testimonial video for Sam where I literally said, hey guys, it's me, it's Hamza. Whatever product Sam makes, go and buy it. I vouch for it. That was so valuable. He pinned it to his Instagram for 3 years straight. Like a video of my face on the top of his private, like his personal, his like Instagram page. Like, can you imagine how big of like a gift that is? You wouldn't do that if that wasn't so impactful, if that wasn't so valuable. But now they're trying to rewrite history. They're just the most ungrateful people I have ever met in my life. I have never met such ungrateful people to rewrite history and pretend that, one, I didn't help them significantly, but two, that I'm like some weird guy who doesn't want anyone else to become successful, because by my actions you can see that I really wanted them to become successful. And also, when I show you the full voice notes in a second and you listen to them, you're going to realize, holy shit, like Hamza actually really wanted Sam to do well. I've taken so much of my time to help them. I've spoke about them so highly in so many videos. I've sent people to their pages. I've shared their links. I've grabbed their channel link and put it in my videos and in my bios. I've made videos with them and told people to go and follow them. That's so big to help other people. And to act like I never helped them, or to act that I never wanted anyone else to become successful, that it was like some weird power move for me, that, oh, Hamza doesn't want anyone else to become successful. That's fucking bullshit, because if that was the truth, I wouldn't have helped them. I would have never shared their videos. If that was the truth, I would have literally never shared their videos. I would have never shown Sam on my YouTube channel. I did because we were friends. So them acting like I don't want them to become successful is bullshit when I helped them so significantly. So this point number 2, Hamza doesn't want anyone else to become successful. This point is vastly incorrect. Point number 3, ChatGPT said Hamza uses manipulation. So Sam literally brought up like a ChatGPT analysis of my video, and he prompted it to look out for ways that I manipulated him. I can't believe that this was one of the points that he actually made in his video, and some people actually believe this. Look, in case anyone doesn't know, ChatGPT just follows the prompt that you give it. So if we go and give it the same prompt that Sam used against me, but we go and give it the same prompt and see what ChatGPT says about his video. Let's go do that right now. So this is me asking it, what manipulation is the speaker using against Hamza and his viewers in this video? So basically I'm asking what manipulation has Sam used, and this is the transcript of his most recent YouTube video, the 1 hour one. Let's see what ChatGPT says about Sam. The speaker, so Sam is running a classic Darvo plus character assassination funnel on Hamza while priming viewers to side with him and monetizing the outrage at the end. Basically, it's saying that Sam is manipulating me and also you, and he's doing this to make money. Let's read it, right? So Sam is using the Darvo tactic. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. Whoa. Sam denies wrongdoing, attacks Hamza with insults like cockroach and venomous boy, then casts himself as the betrayed victim who must defend his name. Sam poisons the well and uses character smear. Sam opens by labeling Hamza narcissistic, manipulative, and petty, so everything Hamza says later looks corrupt before viewers hear it. Sam uses repeated insults like roach little girl, designed to bypass rational evaluation and lock viewers into moral discourse. So if you read this entire thing, it's pretty crazy. It's basically saying that Sam made this entire video to just sell you something. Look, bottom line, it's a persuasion stack. Samir, moral halo, show receipts, empathy beats, sales call to action. That's manipulation aimed at both discrediting Hamza and converting viewers. Now, ChatGPT's basically just said that Sam made his entire video to get sales. It's just the nature of the ChatGPT prompt. You can, if you give it a prompt about anyone's video and say, oh, pick out something that's manipulative with this, it'll find you something. So then at this point, this point is incorrect. Point number 4, the full voice notes. Sam only let you listen to a few seconds of the voice notes. I'll show you everything. He acted like I randomly sent him bullying voice notes, like messages where I was being mean. So in his video, he played just a few seconds of some voice messages that I sent him, where you hear me say some things like, oh, bro, your business is wrong, bro, you've got to do this, your family's poor, whatever. And then he showed you that in the video to be like, guys, look, Hamza's so mean, look at all these random messages he just sent me. What he didn't tell you is that he literally asked me, what can you spot in me that I can improve on? I won't get offended. He didn't give you that context, and he didn't let you listen to everything that I sent. I spent days, so let me give you the backstory. Before I show you the voice notes, this is very important. Sam came to live with me in Bali a few months ago, and when he was here, he came up to me and he said, what can you spot in me that I can improve on? I won't get offended. And I said to him, well, I'll think about it, right? I don't want to just say something like, oh, yeah, you could wear nicer shoes or some shit. I wanted to think about it. So I spent days journaling. Now, this is a backstory that Sam's not told you that much of just yet, but Sam was already feeling so confused in business in a few different areas, his business and his identity. He had changed his business, his product, like 4 or 5 times in the last year. And I get it because I've done the same things in the past too. So this is, I think, why he was asking me. He had changed the angle of his product, the price of his product, and he felt like he wasn't 100% where he wanted to be, which is fair enough. That's why he came to ask me, because I've also done the same thing. I've like pivoted my products in the past before. Okay, sure. So he came to me and he asked me this question, and I said I'd think about it. I journaled it for literally days because he was my best friend. And by the way, this was all like way before the drama started. This was in like August. So the big point here that he did not tell you in his video is that 1, he quite literally requested the voice notes, and 2, also that he literally said he wouldn't get offended, but he did. And 3, there was so much good advice in the messages I sent him, because imagine I spent days, like imagine if I did this for you. Imagine you came up to me and you said like, Hamza, like, you know, what can you spot in me that I can improve on? Imagine we were friends, we lived together. Imagine I spent days like analyzing everything from your business to your personality to everything. And I journaled about it like it was almost like my job. And then I sent you like 25, 30 minutes of messages saying these are the things that you can improve on. Now here's the thing. Inside of the voice notes, what you're going to listen to is almost right away. I even tell him, bro, if someone sent these to me, I would probably get offended, and that's not my purpose. But you asked me this question, and so I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because you basically asked me for tough love. Now, one more thing I want to say is, what do you think is going to happen when you ask me, specifically Hamza, for this type of question? Like, what can you spot in me? In what ways do I need to improve? Do you think I'm going to speak to you like a cute little therapist, like a female teacher from school? You're perfect the way you are. No. If you ask me, like if you ask Hamza fucking Ahmed what you can improve on, there's going to be a lot of pussy this, gay that, stop being a bitch this, right? Like, even though some of the things I say will sound mean, you've got to think, if someone has specifically asked me for advice, they know what they're in for. This is literally like my sort of Hamza ranting mode. This is what I'm known for. I speak like a fucking asshole when I'm giving advice. Stop being a pussy, stop being a bitch, right? So you know this. And Sam will know this better than anyone else. So just pre-frame, because some of these voice notes, they do sound like quite aggressive. But when you listen to them, just think, okay, well, if a friend has asked me for them, he knows that this is the way that I speak when I get really passionate and I'm giving advice. How many times have I called you a pussy little Jeffrey, gay little pussy, whatever? Loads. But still, you know that it comes from a place of love. It's like tough love. If you ask me for advice, you're going to get tough love. I'm not going to speak to you like all the soft people in the world. There was so much good advice in the voice notes. If you know much about Sam, I bet you're going to be listening to this, nodding your head, thinking, well, yeah, actually, I've been thinking this like myself about him, actually. He only let you hear a few seconds of it, and this is the worst part. He carefully edited it to make me look mean. Like, the angle that he created was that I randomly sent him a bunch of insulting voice notes where I'm being so mean, and he didn't even, 1, show you all of them, and 2, he didn't even tell you that he had quite literally asked me for them. And now look, his defense, his response to this is going to be like, yeah, but I'm not going to show you all of them because it'll just take too long. But his video was like an hour long anyway. So if his video was 1 hour and 20 minutes, it wouldn't have made a difference. He didn't show you the entire voice notes, even though he could have, because it's going to make me seem so much better, and it's going to destroy one of his biggest fucking points in his video. So let's go and listen to all of the voice notes together. It's over 25 minutes long. You can skip around if you want. You can put it on 2x speed. You can skip it and then listen to the summary afterwards. But I advise, if you're so invested into this, you listen to it all, because you're going to realize Hamza actually gave this guy really good advice. If Hamza spent this long to give me advice, that might even change my life like so significantly. That's a gift. Hamza took his time to help his friend become more successful because his friend requested it. And then his friend made a public video saying, hey, look guys, listen guys, Hamza's being mean to me. Hamza sent me like messages saying that I need to change my business and that, you know, like, that my family's not making so much money, so I should try and make money to provide for them. He's tried to angle it like I'm some fucking asshole who randomly said this to him when he asked me for it. Was it like a trap? I don't know. I don't think so. But that's for you to decide. Let's listen to the full voice notes now. And make sure you read the text that's just above the first voice notes, which pre-frames all of it. It's me reminding him that he asked for this. In his defense, he is going to try and tell you like, oh, no, I never asked Hamza for this, but that's where he fucked up, because he asked me this question. He actually asked it to both of us in front of a mutual friend of ours. So Sam, you fucked up. You asked me to spot the things in you that you could improve on. You literally asked me, what things am I doing wrong? I won't get offended. I told you I'd think about it for a few days. I sent you like days worth of my thinking for you to improve, which you asked for, and you told me you wouldn't get offended. And now you're using it to try and frame me as being some like hater who was berating you, and I was sending you all these negative voice notes. You've edited all the clips of me, like the voice notes of me. You edited just the worst little angry part, and then you put it up on the internet, and you showed everyone a manipulated version of the truth to try and frame me as a bad person because you are attacking my reputation. And now you fucked up because, like, did you not think I was going to release the full voice notes with the full context? Some people believed it, and the thing is, I don't blame you, because, you know, out of context, the voice notes sound pretty horrible. But now with this context, you're going to realize, like, wait, hang on, like, Sam asked Hamza for things he can improve on. And so Hamza thought of it. And of course, naturally, it's not going to like make you feel good when you hear this. Of course, it's going to hurt your feelings, right? But for him to manipulate the evidence, to take just a few seconds of the voice notes and then present it to you like, oh, when I was in Bali, I thought it was done. And then Hamza sent me all these minutes of voice notes berating me and bullying me. No. So here's the full voice notes now. You can listen to them.
So, bro, I'm going to send you a couple of voice notes with things that I've thought of recently. And I'll preface this by saying that everything I say comes with love, not with hate. So if I receive something like this, I know for a fact as I'd be listening to it, I'd get like triggered and I'd think like, oh, fuck this guy, whatever, he's just being mean. But I just wanted to make that so clear that this is not me being a bad person, hopefully. So the first thing that comes to mind is I think the root of your potential improvement is like just easing up on this sort of ego and stubbornness. I've noticed you have like a huge level of stubbornness, like this inability to see things from someone else's view when it disagrees with your own. So if you have your mindset on like, okay, this is the best way to go about business or to live or whatever, and other people can kind of disagree with it, I've noticed you kind of like shut it down ASAP, which it can make sense if, for example, you were like, you know, a master at the thing you were talking about. But like, bro, you have guys whose skills in basically every realm surpass yours. And I just think it's such like a wasted opportunity. And honestly, it feels kind of like hurtful from sort of my side when, you know, if I try and give you advice on like business or something and you don't really take it and you kind of push it away thinking that you know more. And the stubbornness to kind of like not accept, like if someone's disagreeing with you, if they've got way more experience than you, to just think, you know what, I've got like this beginner's kind of mindset. Clearly, I don't know what I don't know. And I think if you lowered up on that stubbornness and you thought, okay, if someone's really pushing you to accept like a new kind of thinking, especially when you know it's coming from someone who loves you and also someone who's experienced, then maybe it's worth really like taking that into account. So, you know, the ideas that come to mind is like the way you run your business, the way you work, the things we spoke about like with your business model and product and stuff. But a part of this as well, I'm not sure which one comes first, but it's probably ego actually. I think ego comes first. I felt so alone back in like the end of 2022. I felt like you developed like this massive ego around the Andrew Tate times, like in Dubai. And it's, if I'm honest, it's kind of stayed there. It's kind of like integrated into you, like, oh yeah, Sam Harbon, the one who wears glasses and, you know, he walks around Bangkok and whatever. And it's like, it doesn't feel like that's the real you. The real you, the guy I know, bro, he's so heartfelt, he's so funny, he's so goofy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think you've almost started to dislike that version of you because, you know, it reminds you of like the old days where you weren't happy with yourself. But that's the real Sam, like from my perspective. I kind of notice sometimes you've got like almost like a mask where you're trying to be like ultra masculine Tate mode. And it's interesting because it's like, I don't think it's real, and I don't think it needs to be real. I think real masculinity is just being whoever the fuck you really are, not trying to like change it or big it up and be like more serious or anything. I notice like sometimes you get in this energy where you literally move your hands like Andrew Tate does, like, you know, when he's talking about Aikido or some shit and he's like, boom, we go over here, we do this. You literally word it the same way, you move your hands still like him. Like, I think you're still captured by like the sort of Tate skinwalker kind of personality that more than you realize. I think you think it's you, and I really, really don't. And I think you think that the sort of old Sam Harbonator, the one who, you know, is goofy and whatever, I think you think of him as like a piece of shit who's like antidepressants and whatever. But he's the one who fucking saved me. He's the one who fucking helped me with so many things. He's the one that I bared my heart and soul to. He's the only one, you know, for the years that I connected with. That version of you is fucking awesome. That's the version of you that I love and that I fell in love with. And that so many other guys I know have as well, that, you know, like, I think that gets you more respect than the sort of fake sort of alpha male vibe. Like, it's interesting because we're in this goofy mode together, and then I notice you kind of switch it up randomly and you get into this like weirdly serious mode, and you lose this like lightheartedness about you that made you really likable in the first place. And I think it's like this ego, it's like this personality kind of comes in. And this, like, me and you both goofed around a bit with, like we made those documents. Oh yeah, my name's Hamza and I wake up next to a hot girl, whatever. But I think you took that shit way too seriously. This was like, first it was Jack's pancakes, then it was him telling you to do this. You took it so seriously to heart. And, some people, like, believe it, fine, but they're not, like, the people who kind of believe this stuff, they're not that high value, they're not that fucking intelligent, dumb girls and guys and whatever. But what I've always noticed is, like, the fucking actual chads, they see through this stuff, and it's really cringe. And I just, like, I've seen this in your content as well. Hang on, I'll send another one for content now. So for business, for example, I remember before you came here, you came recently, but after, I think, when you came for my kickboxing time, I remember there was times I'd go onto Instagram and I would look at some of your content and I would literally, like, I'd get like a full body cringe thinking like, oh my God, that's so cringe. What the fuck is he doing? Again, I'm not saying this to like say you are cringe, but that, the way you navigated some things, I was like, because it's just not you. You were trying to like look like extra fucking cool, but it was coming across as like not as bad as, remember that Regan guy who, like, he the one who hated on me, and he came out of the elevator and he checked his watch. It wasn't as bad as that, but it was in the direction of that, honestly. And I don't say this again to shit on you. I'm just saying from like an outside observer, and also as a guy who knows you as well, that like that's the direction of that content. And yeah, bro, it was like it was literally, I watched it and I was like cringe, like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? He's fucking ruining his brand a bit. This is fucking embarrassing. And like, yeah, some like fucking low status little retards will think, oh my God, oh, it's so cool. And some retard girls will think, oh yeah, Sam Harbour, oh wow, whatever. But it's like, I think anyone who's worth anything sees through like too much try hard aura farming type of stuff. Like, I know you use these internet phrases like a lot more than I do, and I still find them funny, aura, whatever. But I think you take that shit actually seriously. Like, I think you actually try to aura farm, like, which is the equivalent of like trying to be cool. And someone who tries to be cool is really fucking uncool. Someone who tries to aura farm is really fucking, like, has no fucking aura. Like, the guys you look up to who just happen to have, like, so much aura in their pictures, they're not really trying. They're really not. Like, that, like, if it's true, they just live that life. And for you, I think for me, like, I'm seeing it, you've just like tried too hard to do this like internet aura farming kind of content, and also with the personality. I think you've gotten too much into the internet culture, watching too much, like, I don't know, you look at Andrew Tate vids, or you look at this guy on internet or something, and you're trying too much to do what they're doing instead of leaning into what made you special. Because I'll be honest, with this aura farming, cool kind of gangster kind of look, I'll just be completely honest with you, bro. I personally don't think you could or maybe even ever compete with these guys for the sort of aura farming, luxury, oh yeah, show off the, I forgot what the phrase was, but you like show the Rolex, or show the, oh yeah, look at me, I'm wearing nice clothes, whatever. The flexing, sorry, yeah, that's the phrase. I don't think you'd ever win in a flex content. I don't think anyone would ever come to you because of your flexing. I think, in fact, you'll push people away because they can see that it's pretty unauthentic. They can see that it's like, it just feels kind of cringe. It feels like almost like some kids trying to like be like the internet guys instead of actually living that life. And you kind of live the life, but it's not cool enough to kind of have this as your sort of niche or personality on the internet. And again, bro, I say all this not to insult you, okay? I'm really being honest. Like, I'm just saying this to be on your side because I want you to do well. I think if you leaned into not this like gay aura farming like shit like that, but if you leaned into your own personality, the humor, the goofiness, the cozy vibes, that I think would do so well for you. Like, the internet's made now for you to just basically publicize like the real you, and I don't see it in your content like at all. I see the sort of Sam Harbour, look at my jawline, I'm aura farming kind of content, and I think that will only attract little retards basically. And retard girls as well. I really don't think that's going to attract like any fucking good people. I think good people just find that shit cringe. So just bear that in mind. I just think like that type of content, I don't think it's serving you at all. I really think more authenticity, more humor. And this comes back to the foundation of all this, which was the ego, because I think your ego is not going to let you sort of relax into the real you. I don't think you can accept the real you because it reminds you too much of your old days, and so now you have to create this alter ego, this character of like, yeah, you know, I'm Batman in my city and stuff. But it's just, bro, it's fucking gay. Honestly, I don't know if anyone said this to you, but it's like, it's not cool, like, at all. Like calling it like Gotham City and like, oh, I'm like Batman and I'm like walking through the city and I'm wearing a shirt and I go downstairs to get a coffee and whatever. I don't think that's like, I don't think it's like authentic at all. I really don't. I've always seen you as the funny, goofy guy, and I think, you let me know, right? But I wonder if you can't accept that and you think, no, that version of me was depressed and I hated him and, you know, he was a piece of shit, whatever. It'd be interesting to hear what you say about like the younger, not even younger, sorry, but like, you know, the goofy version of you. What do you see? Because I'm still goofy as fuck, bro. In front of every type of guy, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm still goofy as fuck. I assume so. Maybe I'm missing a blind spot of my own, but like, I'm still goofy as fuck. I'm still open to like, you know, just laughing and not really caring about how I look when I'm like laughing with the boys or whatever. And you're like that sometimes, and that's the real you, and that's when you're so magnetic. But then you just kind of like drop out of it, and you get this like weird mewing jawline, basically the face equivalent of the Andrew Tate's hand pose. I've noticed that, and it's like, I'm not sure if you know you're doing it, but yeah. In terms of business, I don't think you should speak about the main character thing and the sort of content mastery like at all. Like when you told Kaz what you were planning and he said like, brother, how many views do you get on YouTube? And you said 500 to 600. You looked kind of embarrassed when you said that because it was out there in the open of like, yeah, like you're not credible to teach the sort of personal branding thing. I know you say the credibility is that you've made like, you know, a few K a month from it, but you made more as a video editor than years ago, never mind fucking inflation and whatever, like years ago, you made more there as an editor than you did for years with your own personal brand and all the extra stress. So, bro, I genuinely believe, I know you'll disagree with this one, but I genuinely believe you were more successful a few years ago when you worked with me and you were an editor making I think we got you up to like 6K or even more actually. You made more money because I'm pretty sure you make less now. And also your role was more clear. You got more kind of status. You were getting more followers just passively, just from me mentioning you. And you also connected with guys that you wouldn't have connected with otherwise, you know, without the sort of like Hamza sort of brand attached to you. I know that you meet some good guys now, but it's always on the tailwind of like, oh, you were like Hamza's editor or whatever. And, you know, that's where people have always known you. And I think it's an ego thing to hate that because you just wanted to be like the main character. And I think you're just, bro, I genuinely think you're creating so much confusion with your product. I think you had a product that people were joining because it was so clear. Become an editor, make a few K a month, move to Thailand, make money wherever you are. Now it's like it's become so vague of like what the fuck it is. People in your program, I don't think they even know what the fuck you're trying to do. And they don't like, so okay, 3 guys you spoke to want to be like making their own content, whatever. But you're not the guy to fucking teach that. It's just as simple as that. You can't like, like, you know, your channel's plateaued for years. You can't teach people like, the personal branding thing. That shouldn't be you. It's not your mastery. It's not your strength. Your strength was just the editing thing. That was the strength. I think you teaching any main character stuff is just completely doesn't make sense. I think that was like, I think it's just such a mistake. I think you're just making your program so vague and so weird. And I know you'll think that, but it's not going to make a difference, you know, it's like, it's not a problem, whatever, but it really will be because you're going to start to like just create like such a chaos and complex kind of business where you don't even know what you're teaching. People don't even know what you're selling inside the program and whatever. I know you think it's clear, but I'm telling you, people don't. I'm really being honest with you. Like every person you've mentioned it to, they're so confused, as am I. I'm like your best fucking friend and I'm so confused what the fuck your program was. I had to ask you like over weeks what it was. I'm telling you right now, bro, like I know you think it's so clear, okay, we're gonna have this main character thing and this editing thing and it's gonna be mixed together but also separate and it's gonna be like this thing and this, whatever, but like everyone's so confused on it. It doesn't make sense for you to make this like a content, become a content creator, leader, face of the personality, main character. That's just not your expertise, it's not your strength. Maybe in a few years when you get to 100K subs, 500K subs, but right now you've not built up any credibility for it. Your channel's just been plateaued. You've not been making more money from the business. Your best sort of era was just the video editing, and when you've kind of went vague with it and you've kind of branched to like, oh yeah, I'm a personal branding, you know, editing doesn't light my soul on fire or whatever. I think you've just done yourself a disservice, bro. I really think you have. And I think, again, it's like the stubbornness is going to make you think, no, 100% editing's not me. But I think that's almost the self-hatred again, where it's like, oh, well, editing's not good because I was a loser when I did it, and I hate that version of myself. Again, by the way, I say all this with love, so I've not scripted any of this, of course, so I might have said something that might have like offended you, and it's not my intention. And in the right-hand man stuff, bro, I actually, if I'm honest, I said, oh, this was your specialty. I think this right-hand man thing is so vague that I think it's actually fucking bullshit. Think about it. For years we worked together, right? And it was fucking sick. Best time. Sick. You were an editor, you had a clear role, and then I got this extra benefit from you where I was paying you for editing, but then I got your sort of like emotional support. You got this extra benefit where you were getting paid for editing, but then you got this sort of like, the average of 5. Okay, you're friends with this guy who's getting you onto self-improvement. So we both got this like one-to-one transaction, but then this also kind of growth bonus with each other. So it's a pretty equal split, right? That was awesome. We grew so much. Perfect. When it actually all went to shit was when I changed you from an editor to right-hand man. Do you remember, like, because it wasn't all fucking sunshine and roses. It was fucking awesome when you were an editor. It was so clear, and I got this extra benefit from being friends with you, and you got this extra benefit from being friends with me, and sweet. It was clear, boom, awesome. The moment I sort of promoted you to like right-hand man, that's when it got so vague what your role was. And I remember I started to get pissed off at you because you were doing things that like I thought you shouldn't have been. And I wanted you to just kind of get it and know what to do. But like I didn't know how to fucking even explain it. And I wanted you to know it. Then I didn't want you to work on your own content because it would just be distracting, whatever. And it went so vague within like a month that our entire relationship blew up and we stopped being friends for fucking ages. The right-hand man role is fucking cursed, right? So yesterday I went to paddle and was there, like he's living with, and we ended up speaking because I was like, oh yeah, like what happened with you and Sam, he fired, and he explained, and he was like, oh yeah, so I was kind of like his editor, but like right-hand man. And he went, oh, it was similar to like what you guys had, when you were my right-hand man. And he explained like, yeah, like, it was kind of like a little bit hard because I didn't really know what I should be doing. I can edit, and I thought I'd be an editor, but it got really vague. And I was like, oh my God, that's so actually true. Like I got a flashback from like when you went from editor to right-hand man, it all went to shit. It was like, it's a cursed role because it's like, it's so vague. I never hired you as a right-hand man. I would have never hired a right-hand man. I hired you for the very clear thing of editing, and then you just provided basically charismatic emotional support. Right-hand man makes it sound so vague, and it's not clear what it is. It's like it's such a recipe for disaster. And I think that's exactly what happened with you. You hired him as this sort of editor, which is so clear. But then when you want him to do these extra kind of weird roles, which is kind of invisible, he doesn't know what the fuck he's meant to do. So he's kind of like breaking down a bit. You're kind of breaking down a bit. And it's just, bro, it's like, and then you fired him, right? And I don't know if you fired him for something else. I assumed it's just because, like, he wasn't sort of intuitive enough or something like that. I don't think you even having, your program you're talking about, right-hand man, I think now, I'm honest, I think that's like a mistake again, bro. I know, again, because you don't want to talk about editing because it reminds you of your past, then it's not so enjoyable to think about that version of Sam and whatever. But I think you need to swallow your fucking pride and ego and understand, like again, bro, I say this with love. This is probably going to sound a bit offensive, but your family's basically fucking poor, bro. Your family's fucking poor. Like, fuck your fucking pride. Fuck your fucking ego. You've got a duty right now. Once you're making like 50 plus K a month, 25 plus K a month, and you're giving your mum 5K, you're giving your sister 5K a month, then you can start talking about your gay little heart and whatever, what lights your soul on fire, whatever fucking content you want to make. But right now, bro, I think I wish I could slap you in the face and tell you, like, your family fucking needs you to provide. You're sitting on a golden fucking egg that we developed together, and you're just not utilizing it because you're saying like, oh, but I don't really feel like talking about editing. It's like, grow the fuck up, bro. You've got like the potential to get quickly to like fucking 20K a month, provide for your fucking sister, provide for your fucking mother ASAP, and change their fucking lives forever. And you're not doing it because it's like, oh, but editing doesn't light my soul on fire. Bro, like, this right-hand man stuff is fucking, it's just vague and it's a cursed role. The main character stuff is just completely, like, out of question. It's just not something that you're, like, is your strength that I think you can even have the teaching sort of for. The right-hand man stuff is just so vague. And again, you're saying it because you're just scared of just leaning into the video editing thing. It's like you need to just like become fucking like the masculine, purposeful guy that I think you're trying to be or pretending to be. Because the version of you, you know, the sort of jawline, Andrew Tate pose, yeah, you know, masculine, Aikido hands, I go downstairs, get my coffee. That version of you that I think you're pretending to be, he just fucking suck it up and just fucking grind out what would make the money, which is the editing thing. Just because it doesn't light your feelings on fire or some gay shit like that. It's like, bro, get over yourself, man. You've got fucking a 10, 15, 20K a month business right in front of you, and you keep changing it because of your gay little feelings, talking about like, oh, but it doesn't light my soul on fire, right? It's so much more than editing. No, what you need is a fucking video editing course. And then there's a couple of modules for like basically right-hand man, charismatic editor, personality, where you teach them, okay, you get the job through editing, you display your charismatic energy, you become emotional support for the creator, and he'll give you more promotions and more basically free followers because, you know, he'll mention you more and he'll talk about you more. That's what actually happened between us. I never hired you for video for right-hand man. In fact, I fired you when you were the right-hand man after only a few weeks because it was like just a fucked up, stupid role. It was so vague. And this is when me and you used to have arguments because I'd say to you, like, it doesn't feel like I'm getting value, but then that would hurt your ego and you'd say like, oh, but I don't want my value questioned. But you never saw it from my perspective, where like when you were an editor, everything was so clear, and I got the bonus of you being emotional support to me, and you got the bonus of me being the sort of self-improvement sort of guide to you. When it was the right-hand man, bro, like it was like I felt like I was just getting scammed. It was like there was no clear thing that you were doing now that you weren't editing. Yeah, you were doing the editor reviews, so that was still part of it. That was nice. But other than that, it was like this vague thing where, yeah, you'll sit down and talk to me about work and whatever, but I would have never hired you for that. And then I basically fired you when it was like that. The editor role was so clear, it was your strength, and maybe like your sort of niche needs to be the sort of charismatic editor. That's what you teach to people. You teach them, okay, become an editor. I'll teach you some of the basic things. You're not going to make gay tutorials because you were never the sort of mechanical, boring editor. You just teach them the sort of basic things, and then a big part of it is you teach the charismatic things, and you sell them on the thing of becoming an editor to make money. But actually, it's not the mechanical skills you need, it's the personality. That's how you'll make more money than the guys who are better mechanically skilled than you, but they've got shit personalities. Bro, whether you like it or not, the video editing role and term is the one for you. That's your strength. That's the specialty. That's what I hired you for originally. That's where everyone knows you. No one like thinks you're like Hamza's right-hand man. I know you think that they do, but they don't. I'm telling you, it's the truth. Everyone thinks of you as Hamza's editor. And if you can just let the ego kind of slide and sit into that and be like, you know what, fuck it, that was my strength. That was when we grew the most. The moment that we went to right-hand man, it went to shit. The moment I think you went with right-hand man, it went to shit. The moment you went to the main character thing, went to shit. Your strength is charismatic editor. That's what I think your sort of niche should be. That doesn't mean that, by the way, you have to post like gay little technical videos, whatever. I don't think you have to do that again, because it's like the mechanical thing was never really your strength. Maybe one video, let's say on YouTube, could be like once a month, for example, you teach like how to edit really quickly or something, fine, because that was actually your strength, fair enough. But most of the reason why you got all this tailwind of extra success after we stopped working together compared to all the other editors was because of your charismatic, funny personality, because you had emotional support, you were good at listening. That should be the huge part of your content and your program. So imagine, okay, your program is a few $100s. I know this is going to scare you because you've already increased the price and you've already been doing all this shit. But again, it's like you're just making it so vague and like, bro, like, don't hate him for this. I'm going to expose something, but don't hate him for this, okay? But like, I shouldn't probably be saying this, and I hope it doesn't make you lose respect or anything. Just please don't sort of blame this person where I'm about to say. Yesterday I kind of like kept on asking questions about the program because he bought it at $250 and he went, oh yeah, it was worth it, especially for the community. And then when I said to him, like, isn't it like 1,000 now? And he went, yeah. And I said to him, like, do you think it's worth it now? And it was like such a clear no. So again, like, he doesn't know that I told you that, so please don't hate him. Please don't tell him I told you that. Don't view him negatively. He's just giving his real opinion there. I don't want to like put him into shit with you or anything. But it's just, bro, like, he's one of your, like, basically he's the happiest customer you could get. And he's saying that the price isn't worth it. And he told me that, yeah, like no one really understands like what's happening inside of it. Like everyone seems a bit confused. So please don't hate these guys for it, you know, like, because I'm sure they'd word it to you in a better way. I'm just kind of passing you on, because if someone said this about me, I'd like you to tell me, but also in a way that, you know, like you don't hate for what he said. He didn't say it in an offensive way at all, by the way. He's a fucking sweet guy. But basically, I imagine, like, I know that you've announced all these price changes and this thing, but imagine you just make a post where you're like, fuck it, boys, you know what? I spoke to all my business friends, and like, I apologize. I've kind of been like, you know, playing around with all these ideas, but everyone's been giving me this advice, and this is what my idea is, and let's all vote for it. We make this just video editing hub. I teach you the personality traits that got me the sort of success with Hamza, and then I help you to get clients, and then also to sort of level up and get promotions and stuff. We make it a few $100s. Anyone who's bought it above that maybe gets either like a refund, like, you know, partial refund to the point that of the same price, or they get some extra bonus thing with you for like an extra call with you or something like that. Because I know like, it can be sort of scary to think, wait, we were going up in price, now we're going to go lower. But I don't think the program's worth anywhere close to $1,000, even like with the main character thing or not, or with editing thing or not. I think a few $100s was such a great price point for this. You had a great thriving community, maybe like 500, like $499 lifetime access. And it's just basically video editing. That's the thing you teach. There's one course on some of the specific mechanical things. Then there's a part of the course which is more on the sort of charismatic personality, and you know, there's a bit about like content, like sort of learning the sort of content, sort of not as a content creator, but you know, learning it as the view of an editor. And then you help them get gigs, you post the gigs in there, whatever. Then your videos can be, they don't have to be technical guides, mechanical guides, but rather, remember the idea I gave you where the videos are kind of like money guides, like top 7 ways to make money. And the vehicle you prescribe is video editing, but then you always say, but just being a normal video editor will make you lame, it'll make you gay, it'll make you a little dork, and then you get paid shit, you get fired, it's a bit gay, and you stay like a little dork on your computer chair forever. You become the charismatic editor, and you get free, easy promotions. You actually work less hard, and people who are better editors than you make less money, because you know, the creators promote the guys they like, not just who produces the best technical edits. You say, like, you know, most creators don't even like spot the sort of technical edits, but they spot the personality of the guy they want to hop on calls with. That's your strength. That right there is, bro, I feel like this is your fucking moral duty to your fucking family, to like lean into this, because this is the way that you'd make money. And yeah, your gay little feelings will tell you, oh, but video editing doesn't light my soul on fire. But then also you've got this weird split personality where sometimes you say, no, but I think video editing's cool as fuck. So it's like, just fucking pick one, man. This is the way you get to 25, 50K a month first. And then you can talk about other things, you know, more general money and personal brand or whatever, but you don't get to talk about those things yet because you've not fucking done it. I know that you think you're credible, but no one else thinks you're credible, bro. It's just that simple. Everyone thinks you're credible as the editor, and you just have to convince people that it's becoming the charismatic editor. That's like the special part, and they'll go to you for it. That's your specialty. The final thing I'll say, bro, I think your branding's like so off, bro. When you were in The final thing I'll say, bro, I think your branding's like so off, bro. When you were in Koh Samui, I know you were kind of depressed with the relationship, but apart from that, your branding was so strong. It was make money from your laptop, make money from anywhere, make a few K a month as an editor, move to the Paradise Island, go on the motorbike, go to all random places, make new friends, do all this lavish kind of like, you know, this adventure, and live such a different life. Go from your mum's house, go from your like little childhood bedroom in your mum's house to like Paradise Island. That sold. That really fucking sold. That's so attractive to the kind of avatar you're going for. Now I think you're living a selfish life where you're just kind of like staying locked in out of like sort of insecurity, even though you think it's out of like success or whatever, where you're just kind of staying locked in Bangkok, just in your room 24/7, apart from like a dinner here or there, where you like pretend to be like a sort of Andrew Tate hand pose kind of Sigma male type of thing. No offense, again, I'm just, maybe that was a bit too rude, but like basically in Bangkok, bro, you're basically just living the same kind of life as these fucking dorks are for 90% of it, where you're just locked in your bedroom, and you try and hype it up with your Aikido hand moves, saying like, oh no, but I go downstairs and I go and I get the coffee, whatever. But it's like, either way, bro, you're just fucking staying in your home most of the day. All these guys you're trying to attract, they do that anyway. It's not attractive. You're now just basically living the same life that they are. That's it. It's a little bit better because you've got your own place instead of mummy's house. It's a little bit like better because you're in Bangkok instead of UK, fine. But it's like, it's not attractive. You admitted it yourself, the lifestyle you'd have here in Bali or even in Samoa. I'm not saying you moved to Samoa, but I'm just saying like the lifestyle you had here, where you're hanging around with the friends and we're going on adventures and we're going to the mall, we're goofing around. This is the life that these guys actually aspire to. They don't aspire to like move to the fucking city and then just sit in their fucking bedrooms and just work. That's what they're basically doing already. You need to live the kind of life that these guys want to live so that they want to buy from you. And I think your sort of desire to be in Bangkok is weirdly selfish because these guys are looking up to you and you've kind of resulted back out of sort of habit and muscle memory to living like a fucking Jeffrey again. But the only difference is now you just have your own condo, which you hype up. But it's like, I really think your sort of mindset is based more from like habit and muscle memory and self-image. Like you're still the sort of guy who just sits at home on his computer chair, rather than like your ability to enjoy like a paradise island or the white women in Bali, because you feel like it's a self-image thing. When you know like how fat people, when they lose weight, they snap back and gain the weight back. I think you living in like a paradise place like Bali and, you know, being able to sit out in the sun, that's what your actual audience wants. This is what they want. This is what's different. This is what's special. They don't want to fucking move to Bangkok. I know you'll say, oh, but there's a few people there. But they're only there because of you. And the moment you move here, they'll all move over as well. They don't want to move to Bangkok. That's not special. They don't want to fucking just live in a random city that could be relatively the same as fucking most other cities and whatever. They don't want that. They want to like live the best life, the paradise life. They want to own a bike. They want to drive around with their friends and go play. Like, you know, basically they want to live in Bali, Koh Samui, one of these islands. That's what's special. That's what you sell them. You sell them, basically become an editor, and that will let you move out of your mum's house in your little childhood bedroom over to a paradise like Bali where there's tons of beautiful white women and you can drink coconuts and whatever. These guys, they're not super ambitious. They don't want to get super rich. They just want to make like 2 to 5K a month with something that feels kind of enjoyable, that, you know, that they feel like they can get good at. And then they want to go and spend time at the gym and sit in the sun and make friends and goof around and eat food together. That's it. And your life in Bangkok, I know that you kind of socialize sometimes, but it's not the kind of life that's attractive to these guys, like, at all. I'm telling you, it's not. Mentioned that like when he was working for you, that you guys would just kind of like sit in the room and just kind of work all day. And he kind of said something, again, he wasn't trying to be offensive at all. I swear no one was like, you know, saying anything that was bad. I would tell you if they were. But he said like, oh yeah, like we basically just like sat in there and just worked all day. And that's kind of like what I was doing at home. Like I thought this sort of editor stuff was supposed to be different, but this was the life I was already living at home. And I was like, that's so interesting, actually. Like, you're basically like, you need to sell to your avatar that you're living this life so different to them. It's so beautiful. I'm, you know, look at me next to white women and I'm here and it's beautiful. It's so sunny. It's so different. But when you're in Bangkok, you're living basically just like these guys, where you're just at home, sat on a computer chair and just like pretending to work all day. They can do that right now. They can really just fucking do that right now. It's not attractive. And you're basically just sacrificing money for the comfort of like, oh, but that's where my condo and my monitor is, which I think is a really immature thing. I think you should live where your business is best. I think you have a duty to your family to make 25K a month. And I think you slacking on that, honestly, it's like, I think it's like oddly disrespectful. I think now is such a pivotal moment for your family. It always has been, really, but now, especially with your sister and you told me like her breakup. You're the fucking man of the house, man. It's time to fucking man up. Stop talking about your gay little feelings. Oh, but I live in Bangkok and I go downstairs and get a coffee. Who gives a fuck, bro? Who fucking gives a fuck? Oh, but I've got my condo, my setup. Who gives a fuck? You'll get a fucking setup here. You'll make more money overall because your boys would rather be here. You'll make more money overall because you'll be next to me and Kaz and the other guys here. You'll be happier, you'll work more balanced, which will make you more money. You have a fucking duty to make more money and to live the kind of life that your audience wants. Otherwise, you're just kind of repelling them because they see you just sat and locked in on your fucking condo. And it's like, it's a bit of a fucking upgrade because they're not in mommy's house anymore, but it's like, it's still not attractive. They need to see the 0 to 1. They need to see, okay, I live in mommy's house and Sam lives in like beautiful paradise island, Bali. Oh, white women, coconuts. Oh, he's in the sauna with Hamza. You know, he's living this happy life. You just like, oh yeah, I mean, I stay at home all day and just lock in and get black coffee in and come back upstairs. That's not fucking attractive. You're trying to make this content, and it's like fucking, it's so uncalibrated. Your content's so uncalibrated if you're thinking you're attracting these guys with like, oh, I'm in Gotham City and oh guys, I just go downstairs, get my coffee. All these guys know what a city's like. All these guys, they've went to the city in their hometowns or, you know, in their home countries, and they don't like being there. Cities gives these guys like social anxiety. Cities are full of like crackheads and dirty people. They don't like the city vibe. These guys don't want that. They want Paradise fucking Island. Right? That you need to lean into this fucking thing, bro. It's your fucking duty to level up your business and provide for your family. You're leaning into like, oh, but I'm just comfortable at home. Who gives a fuck if you're comfortable in Bangkok? Come get comfortable here and you'll make more money. You have a fucking duty, bro. That's all, bro. Apologies, this is like fucking 20 something minutes of voice notes, but I had to get this out, man. I've been thinking about it for the last few days. Again, like I said at the start, like probably a bunch of the things I sent, if someone sent this to me, I know for a fact I would have gotten triggered, offended, thinking, oh, fuck this guy. Why would I even be friends with him? He's just being an asshole. I'm sure that I've not worded some of the things as like best as I could, you know, really respectfully or whatever. I just got kind of heated at some points. But I say all this with absolute love. If there's anything I've said that's made you think, shit, he's being like disrespectful, I absolutely promise you it was not the intention at all. I say this in the nicest way. I'm still learning how to like fucking communicate nicely and stuff. But I wanted to say this all. Hopefully you can just take my sort of, you know, the emotion out of it and take the points that I sent you and just know that I really fucking care about you. You've changed my life. You kept me sane. You kept me on the journey. And I want to see you fucking succeed, bro. I want to see your business fucking grow up. I want to see you feel like the actual man of the fucking house instead of just like kind of like acting like it. And I think you're close to that, bro. I genuinely believe, I know you'll maybe disagree, but I genuinely believe if you could just turn your brain off and just listen to what I've said here and just implement it all, I really think within a couple of months you'd be living the best life you possibly had so far. You'd be making the most money. You'd be the most fulfilled. You'd be seeing how much extra money you're making. Your audience and your boys inside of your program would love you more. You'd be the happiest. You'd be messaging your family, sending them money and feeling like the fucking G of the house. There's a few key changes you need to make. If you want to discuss anything, let me know. If you want me to like sort of write it all in like a little bullet point or something, you could, but let me know or something. But I think you'll be okay. Yeah, I care about you, bro. I love you, and I really want you to fucking grow alongside me. And I don't want you to plateau. I don't want you to just kind of stay comfortable. I really hope this shit helps you, bro. And again, didn't mean to offend you if anything did. It's just the way I communicated things is I'm still traumatized. So no hard feelings, please. What's up, brother? You know that I love you, and I don't think I'm trying to put you in a box. I could be. You know, we all have these like deep, I don't know, thoughts or some shit. So I'll think about it, but I really don't think I have the kind of desire to put you in a box. I think I want you to grow outside of the box, right? My only desire, if I'm honest, is I've always told you it's half selfish because I like you so much that I want you to be around and everything. But the desires for me has always been like, I want you to become, I'd say, about 5 times more successful, because then the world unlocks for you as it has done for me. And there's so many things that I can do that I feel like right now you can't do. Like I can move fast without thinking about that, you know, I have this like villa on rent, whatever. If we want to take this random trip, if we all want to go and not work for a few weeks to do something crazy. And I feel like I've been able to do this for a while. You can't right now. And that saddens me because I want you to have the same freedom. I want to hop on a fucking jet and, you know, like just shit like that, bro. That's the only thing I'm thinking. I really don't think I'm trying to put you in a box. I just think I'm trying to put you in the seat of like the plane or something, which you are best at, rather than the one that you could, you know, learn and become better at, but like you're best at right now. You're seeing things maybe more long term than I am. I'm seeing that, okay, if you go video editor full mode, you'll get to, let's say, 20K a month faster. You're seeing it in a way of like, okay, but you'll kill yourself before you get to 20K a month. And so when you choose something else, it's like, it'll take you way longer, but then maybe you'll be kind of more fulfilled on the way there. So I think we're meeting, like, we both want the best for you, right? I hope you know that there's no like ill intent with the things I sent you. And I know some of the things I worded, like I even said it to you at the end. I don't know if you listened to that one, but obviously I got into like Hamza rant mode, so that's where I was like started to swear and, oh, it's gay, bro, it's gay, but you know, I don't actually like, I wouldn't say that to your face, you know what I mean? I was like, Hamza bathrobe mode came out a little bit there, bro, sorry, man. Yeah, you know, it's fucking gay, bro, like everything you like is gay, bro. Sorry, man. You know, I'm usually more respectful, but that was like 25 minutes into like kind of ranting about it. I was getting like a little bit intense and stuff, which I don't mean to, man. I've got nothing but love and support for you, bro. So I hope you never doubt that. I hope you never think that like I'm not on your team or that I want to keep you down into lower levels. I just want you to grow, and it's like from my angle, I can see the root of your growth being faster, more efficient, more effective from this, like the path that I'm suggesting. And the reason why I sent you all these voice notes is because I think the day before, when I was around the boys, we ended up talking about you, and it seemed like I was quite, I was half shocked, half not, because everyone there, when I told them, it was kind of like privately, you know, one person, like when we were playing paddle, when I kind of told them the thing that I told you, like, oh, you know, editor and this thing, they were like, oh yeah, like I completely agree. I think that's what would be best for him. That's what I've been trying to tell him as well. So, yeah.
So here's the summary of the voice notes, everything I suggested to him in like 25, 30 minutes when I thought 4 days in what ways he could improve on, because he literally asked me. And he literally said he wouldn't get offended, but he did. Look, the big piece of advice that I gave him in terms of business, I told him that he should focus on the video editing niche. He should teach video editing because he has a video editing program. Like, that's literally common sense, but he was trying to make a pivot that I said to him, like he wanted to teach like being a YouTuber. And I said, for now, you have a video editing program. Just keep making content on video editing and get to the point where you can provide for your family. This is the same advice that his mutual friends have said, and they've said to me, and just make content on video editing. But his ego got threatened. But the weird thing is, after all of this, now, after all the drama, he's actually followed the advice. He's rewrote his Instagram bio, his sales page, and he's now finally like actually focused on it being video editing. So it was great advice. It was such good advice that even after all this drama, he actually followed it. Instead of talking about right-hand man, instead of talking about main character, he's just leaned into video editing, because it's just like, let me ask you this question. If you know like enough info about Sam, what topic should he teach? Everyone will just say, well, video editing, of course. Like, well, what else would there be? Video editing. That's the way we all know him. That's what he could make money with. But he always had this ego where he doesn't want to teach that, and he wants to teach about like how to become like more like Andrew Tate and stuff. And I said, like, I told him to just focus on providing for his family and stop wasting time pretending to be Andrew Tate. Right now, he has like a business that can do really well if he just focuses on video editing, and he just then can start providing for his family, because he's, you know, told me personal things that he needs to do that. This was sound advice. And the thing is, it's advice that he's now actually taken after all this drama anyway. But for him to show you like 10 seconds of the voice notes and to show you and like act like, oh, Hamza sent me random voice notes berating me. Yeah, he's such a bully. He's such an angry guy. For him to show you that and not show you the rest of the voice notes, this is literally just manipulating the evidence. He didn't tell you that he had asked me this question. He did not tell you that he requested the voice notes. So his entire video is just a lie. And he doesn't have the confidence to tell you that he just got offended. Like, imagine if your friend came up to you and said like, oh, bro, like, be honest, what can I improve on? I won't get offended. You think about it for days, then you tell him. And then he gets offended and he starts telling everyone you're a bad person. You'll be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You literally just asked me and you said you wouldn't get offended. Why are you acting like a little woman, bro? Why are you acting like, oh, like I've just bullied you or something? You asked me. And the thing is, look, it was a great question. It's a question you should ask to your masculine friends. But you've got to be masculine enough to take it, because taking criticism requires you to have a good relationship with your father. This is like the epitome of masculine energies. Your father will criticize you and point out ways that you need to become stronger. But a man who has not had a good relationship with his father will get offended like a woman when he gets this masculine criticism. This is why you have become so much more masculine when you've watched my videos, when I criticize you and I tell you to level up, because this is like masculine energy. We look at each other and say, hey, this is weak about you. And so for him to ask me to do this, I was more than happy to. But then for him to get offended and show you manipulated little clips of me and trying to make me look like I'm some dark, angry, berating bully, and not even have the decency to tell you the truth that he had asked for it and he just got offended. Bonus points. Let's talk about the waterfall. So in Sam's video, he has this section where he says, in his own words, that I am deeply insecure because one day we went on this trip in this waterfall and he was recording a friend of ours. The friend is like sort of just past me there. And Sam had like a 5-minute clip inside of his big hate video saying that I'm so insecure because I stood in front of the camera at this point here. Like I really needed to block the camera because his point was like, oh, because I need to be in the shot at all times. My wet butt crack and my mosquito bitten back. Oh yeah, I really wanted that to be in the camera. And this was his point. It's like, oh yeah, Hamza's so deeply insecure, he couldn't let anyone else be in the frame. What he didn't plan for was that some of us would actually go to the original video that he's taken it from and see the context. So here's the context. Our friend here is speaking to this girl. See those two guys? And that's who Sam's recording. But in this original video from the trip, you actually see our mutual friend, Bill. Bill is looking at me. See my cursor, I'm just off the screen right about here. And so you can see that this guy here, the one who's holding the GoPro, he's slightly in our way of like our visual field. Bill's looking at me, I'm looking at Bill. So you'll see Bill kind of tilt his head to kind of see me, and then both of us will take a step towards each other so we can talk to each other.
Part of your house then?
You see me? You see my hand right there?
Maybe.
We're talking to each other. He comes over, I take a step towards him as we're talking to each other. We're still talking, but he has his eyes down. And you'll see that he smiles or he laughs at something I say.
Maybe we can pass it.
See? And then this is when Sam must have said, oh, Hamza, you're blocking the camera. I turn around. Okay, he's just recording our other friend. Okay, I'll just move.
Good.
That's it. So he had a whole section in his video to say like, oh yeah, Hamza's so deeply insecure, he needs to be in the camera frame at all time. But he forgot to private this original video where you can see the context and you can see, is it a big deal? Like imagine if one of your friends was recording a video like in the gym and imagine you didn't see them. If you stepped in front of the camera by accident for like 3 seconds, does that mean you're deeply insecure and you needed to be in the video, like, oh, it needs to be on me? No. It happens. Get over yourself. This is like such another little shitty point he's made. A whole hour of just hate in his video because he's just trying to get views from dragging my name down because he knows that there's like, it's just like hate just sells. So he's got these little points all throughout the video where he's kind of manipulated the evidence, but he's done such a shit job where he left this video public all this time. People sent it to me. He's like, wait, like you can see that you're clearly talking to this other friend. And it's like, I didn't see Sam sat behind me and I didn't see him. Fair enough. So I did step in front of the camera. Does that make me deeply insecure? Of course not. That's like an innocent mistake that you can accidentally get in front of the camera when your friend's recording. But for him to then publicly make this hate video and say like, oh yeah, Hamza's deeply insecure because he just needed to be in the camera shot. Oh yeah, I really wanted my wet fucking butt crack to be right in the camera. This was really my goal, was it? Do you see how his entire video is little points like this, where he's just manipulating the angle just about and then selling you the story that I'm a bad person because he knows it will get views and then he can try and sell you his program. Sam is a clout chaser and this was another pathetic point that he made in his video. Point number 5, Sam's threats, blackmail, and disrespect. I am surprised that the internet let him get away with this. When he made his video, the first one about me, and he said, Hamza, if you respond, I'll bury you, insinuating that he was blackmailing me and threatening me into silence. He basically insinuated that if I defend myself, he would expose all my secrets to the internet. And it is crazy to threaten your influencer friend like that. If I was watching this as a third person perspective, like as a viewer, I'd be hearing the guy who says like, oh yeah, if you respond, I'll bury you. And I'll be thinking, like, what the fuck's wrong with this little weirdo? Who the fuck makes a threat like that publicly? Because it's such a low level behavior, especially from people who used to be friends, to try and threaten someone to not defend themselves. It's so weak. And there's like a quote which is like, if you threaten to tear out a man's tongue, you only prove that he has something to say. By this threat, and also by him delivering on this threat and then making a video exposing all of my personal details, he's completely ruined his reputation. And I know for a fact, and you can imagine this as well, that any influencers who he knows are undoubtedly going to remember this and not allow him in their inner circle for fear of being exposed when they accidentally offend him. After this, he might be reacting to this video and he's planning to put a picture of him and Jap Hopkins again. But there's a reason why every big influencer creates a distance away from someone like this, because we all look out for the little worms who you can just imagine would end up like sort of exposing you when you accidentally piss them off. all the name calling that he's done, just massive disrespect from someone who likes to pretend that he's such like an intellectual masculine guy and he's so sophisticated. He's like Andrew Tate, whatever. Narcissist, man-child, fuck Hamza, venomous boy, roach, all these little insults that he tries to throw at me. I've not stooped that low, and it's pathetic. If I was watching this from your perspective, this is a boy arguing with a grown man. This is a little boy who's gotten angry that he's been abandoned by the alpha male that he's like parasitically attached himself onto. And so now he's making like a tell-all, oh, here's all the dirt on Hamza, guys, before he's going to go attach onto the next alpha male, which is probably Jack for now. And then in like a year or two, you'll see Sam attached to another alpha male. And this is what like beta male parasites do. They just attach onto one guy, one alpha male for a time, who kind of like raises them as his own. And then when there's a bit of like his ego clashes, whatever, then he'll try and like get angry at the father figure. Oh yeah, like, yeah, it was Papa who did everything wrong. Yeah, it was Daddy who did everything wrong. It was the alpha male who's been looking after me for the last few years. He's everything wrong with me. Then he'll go and attach to the next alpha male. Beta male parasite is a fucking great definition for what's just happened here. With testosterone, people said Sam accused you, and he actually didn't. Sam only made a joke that I was on steroids, and so that was fine. But then 10 people, like 10, 20, 30 comments of people asking me if I was on steroids, and I'm not going to lie. If it was, people are asking if it was true, and I'm not going to lie to everyone. I'm not going to just go silent. So it was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to go and tell you what protocol I'm on. People are saying it goes against my values, but it doesn't. It doesn't. This has been one of the biggest sort of criticisms of me taking testosterone is people are saying it goes against my values. And I'm surprised that people are saying that because it doesn't. Because every time someone's commented it, I ask them, okay, well, can you show me a time where I said I'd never take testosterone? And they can't find one. But because I can find a lot of times where I was debating it in the past, where I was literally talking about injecting testosterone in the past and I was debating it, where I was talking about wanting to be above the natural range. I've got lots of clips of me talking about that. I don't know where I stand completely on like taking testosterone. It is something that I've somewhat kept in mind. I'm natural right now. Maybe it is something I'd consider. I feel like I've built like a very, very good physique and I don't necessarily need to become like much bigger for my own sort of preference. We need to think of different ways. Like there needs to be something else, man. I think this is why so many men are just getting onto TRT, and I'm not really considering it, but I am somewhat beginning to be open to it right now. I want more testosterone. If anyone's got a clip of me saying that I'd never go unnatural, then I'll make a public apology for that. But I'm pretty sure I've never actually said I'll never ever do something like this. Because for me, in my own values, I've actually always, like I've considered it from like 2021 or 2022. And that's when I started doing research on it. So I'm pretty sure I never would have said publicly, like, oh, like I've never really have even said privately that, oh, I'll never go unnatural. So the only bad thing that I think about this situation was that I didn't open up about it earlier. That I can accept that. If anyone's criticism is like, okay, but you took it for 1.5 years, you should have spoke about it earlier. Okay, fair enough. But one thing I will say is the people who are angry at me now for not speaking about it earlier, they're also getting angry about me now speaking about it, saying I'm promoting it to my young audience. So people are like some people are angry that I took testosterone for so long, but I didn't disclose it. I'd never lied. I never replied to anyone who said, hey, are you natural? And I never once said to someone, yes, I am. I never lied. But you can argue, okay, well, you should have spoke about it earlier. Fair enough. But now that I'm speaking about it, now some people, like the same people are saying, oh, well, now you're promoting it to your young audience. Well, you can't win. The reason why I didn't speak about it earlier is because I knew that if I did speak about it, people would say you're promoting it to your audience. Now that I'm speaking about it, they're doing exactly what I thought. So you can't win in this situation. But the truth is, look, I was naturally bodybuilding for 10 years. I naturally increased my testosterone levels for many years, and I did this safely. It doesn't go against my values. I've been on it for over 1.5 years, and I've not regretted it. I haven't promoted it to my audience. It was an experiment and a decision with my own body. In terms of kickboxing, like for the fight I had earlier this year, I was off for 3 months before the fight. So if anything, my natural T levels would have probably been low and recovering for it. If I do another fight in the future on testosterone, whether I go off or if I stay on, then what I'll just do is I'll stay at a higher weight and I'll just fight another enhanced bodybuilder, which will just be kind of fun anyway. So I think that explains that. And I'll probably make more videos explaining my mindset with this if it still feels like an issue, because a lot of people are still talking about it. But hopefully anyone who's been like a big fan of mine will actually know, like, I'm pretty sure there's not been a single time where I ever said like, oh guys, I'll never take testosterone in my life. I can't believe people do that. Like there's literal, I'll show you some clips. There's literally some videos of me saying, oh yeah, I've been thinking about it. Oh yeah, I want higher levels than what's like naturally possible. So in my own values, which I've shown to the internet for years, I've actually spoke about it and said I'm considering it. So I'm surprised that there's been such a backlash of people saying like, oh, well, it goes against your values. It might go against your values and you're free to disagree, but don't say that it goes against mine, because that's just not true at all. I've always been upfront saying that it's something I've considered and it's something I've always wanted to experiment with. And this is not going to stop me one bit, because I make some of the best videos to help young men on the internet. I have a track record of producing videos, speaking and giving advice that causes young men to take action and change and save their lives forever. People can try and discredit that. People can hate. People can chase clout. People can make angry little videos at me and then try and sell you their products. They can try and get as many views as possible by shitting on me, but it has never silenced me, and it never will. No amount of hate that I get from people who are just hating on the sidelines, no amount of clout chasers will ever fucking stop me from showing up and just giving you the best advice that I possibly can. So to my loyal fucking audience who are watching this, don't you think that I'm gonna that I'm negatively affected by this. If anything, it makes me want to get fucking louder with my message of self-improvement, because the people who are hating on me need it the most. If anything, it's more of a reminder to me that the people who fucking hate me, they're the ones who need to meditate. The people who try to silence me, the people who try and say that the advice I give you is not good and that it doesn't do anything, these are the people who need to fucking meditate and journal and get out into the fucking sunlight more. The people who just make a living from just hating others, from just chasing clout, who just make negative videos and then try and funnel you to their Instagram. They try and funnel you to their products. They're doing this for business. I will not be silenced, and I will be here on my channel every single time producing videos with the best message that I possibly can so that you can improve. I have showed up consistently from the start up until now. You've seen how much hate my message gets. It's fucking insane how much people literally hate the fact that I tell you to meditate and I tell you that cold showers are good for dopamine and I tell you to exercise and eat clean. How much fucking hate I've gotten for passing that message to you is insane. And I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. You know, the day I started YouTube back in 2019, I knew that I was going to get haters. I knew that I was going to get clout chasers. I knew it. And I was right. Oh well, it's part of the fucking game that I chose to play. So let's play. And the final thing I just want to say is, for the guys who have watched this entire thing, thank you for being here to get the full picture and not just believing one side without questioning why, a lot of the details were missing. I watched his long video. I didn't watch it for the first week or so, but I watched it now. And I'm not going to lie, he's very, very intelligently put it together, kept out a lot of details, rewrote history. The voice notes is one example, right? He acted like I randomly just sent him crazy voice notes telling him you can't do this business, don't do this, whatever. And now when you hear the full truth, it changes everything. It's if you asked for it, that's not bad. If you've literally asked your best friend, hey, can you think about things that I can improve on? I won't get offended. And of course, it's going to be a sensitive topic. It's not just going to be oh, hey, bro, you should wear better shoes. It's going to be something deep. Of course it is. So if your best friend asks you that, you're not a bad person for thinking of stuff that eventually, offends them, which eventually they actually take on board and they listen to anyway. So I don't blame anyone who listened to his video, who's jumped on the sort of hate bandwagon, because drama like this, it really spikes emotions and people go extreme from one side to the other. He makes a video, everyone hates me. I make a video, everyone hates him. This is why drama is just stupid, because the truth is, look, me and Sam were friends for 5 years straight. And in 5 years, you're going to get an infinite amount of dirt on each other, right? An infinite amount of details that you could tell about each other. So that by definition means that in this situation, you will only know the details that is being pushed to you, the narrative that is being controlled by the person who you're watching. That's all you'll know. You won't ever know the full truth. You can't download all of the experiences we had in our friendship together. That means that by definition, you can only basically listen to the propaganda that I make about him and he makes about me. And that's why drama like this is just such a waste of time. I have to do this to defend my name because, again, look, he's left out a bunch of details. And I benefit nothing from doing this. If anything, I like lose because I have like a massive channel, way bigger audience. I'm the big target. Sam doesn't really lose that much because getting something negative spoken about him by like the big YouTuber is not so crazy. But then he gains because, you know, these videos he's made are the most popular on his entire channel. And I've had so many people message me saying like, bro, don't make another video about him because he wants you to. This is the game he's playing. He just wants to draw out more and more responses from you because every time you do, you're just giving him more attention. And I don't mean to do that, but the thing is I still need to defend my name. I've still got people in the comments saying, oh, I can't believe you said that to him. That's so mean. I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you did that. But other than that, thank you so much for being here and for listening to the full story, the full voice notes, and for supporting me because... yeah, I mean, it's fucking all the guys who have messaged me. So many guys have messaged me on Instagram. One guy messaged me on Instagram saying that his 2 or 3 friends were watching Sam's video and they agreed with Sam, but he DM'd me saying he doesn't and that he agrees with me and he can see that, you know, it's not as clear one-sided as his friends think it is. And messages like that have been so valuable. Everyone who's got my number, who's texted me on WhatsApp, everyone who's messaged me inside my programs, everyone who's DM'd me on Instagram, even people in Bali have come up to me, like people in my personal life. I've had like spiritual guys and athletes and stuff come up to me the last few days and literally really like listen to me vent and talk. And like my friend Ash in the gym was with me for like half an hour yesterday saying like, no, but this is good. Like you're going to grow from this, right? You've got to have like positive expectations. This is going to be like training for you to hit 5 million subscribers. And I was like, yeah, that's actually so true. Then I had like a very like spiritual guy come up to me and he was like, this is Saturn's return. It's like this spiritual thing of when men get to like the late 20s, you'll have like a lot of chaos in which a lot of your old life will be burnt away. And he was like, well, this is it. And there's going to be so much growth from something like this. So this is like, honestly, it's happened at the perfect time. This is well and truly season 2 of like my journey, of my own self-improvement journey, of the chapter of this channel with the massive lessons that I have to learn and I have to go through, the trials and tribulations. This really is. This was as hard of a sort of like moment of, you know, like influencers get hate. This was as hard of that kind of moment as it possibly could have been. And I think I'm pretty impressed by the way that I've handled everything, that I've stayed sane behind the scenes. And yeah, I wanted to take a second, just thank you so much to anyone who's been here supporting me and you know, doubting any negative claims about me, saying, okay, well, let's wait for Hamza to show some more of the evidence first. So yeah, let's go back to work, boys. Let's fucking keep going back, self-improving. Let's fucking keep growing, man. Season 2 is well and truly underway. Kickboxing's fucking awesome. We'll talk about the kickboxing fight as well, because a few people have rightly said if I'm going to follow this superhuman protocol, it's not really fair if I keep kickboxing against people who aren't enhanced. So that'll be super interesting. We'll figure out how to do this, but you'll be able to watch me just fucking like, because I'm enhanced, right? I'm not natural, which I'm absolutely fine by. If you want to know my personal opinions, I'm fine, right? So in terms of kickboxing, like I'm training it every day. My skills fucking high. We're shocked at how fast and I'm moving. I'm 90 kg. I'm a big fucking guy. I'm a bodybuilder and I'm still moving fucking fast, right? So we're thinking sometime next year I'll do a fight, but I'll choose another guy who's enhanced. Like we'll both be fucking on testosterone, steroids, whatever. I'm not going to do a blast or anything. Like I'm fine on 150 milligrams of testosterone a week. But if I'm going to do another fight next year, I'll choose another guy who's like fucking 90 kg jacked. And so that'll be super fucking interesting for everyone to watch. So I'm fucking excited, man. I've been training 3 hours a day. I've been meditating 20 fucking minutes every single morning without fail for like 86 days now. And yeah, other than this little situation here, I've been honestly so happy the last few weeks seeing not only my own sort of quick rise again of discipline and self-improvement, but also I've had thousands of comments of people saying that they also were slipping up on the discipline over the last few months and even years. And recently when I've been talking about, okay, I'm restarting self-improvement, let's restart together, I've had so many comments and messages from people saying like, oh yeah, they've been coming back up again, which is just, it warms my fucking heart to see like young men become more disciplined, because that's the thing that changed my life forever. So thank you for being here. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.